If you weren't at the Star Australian Badminton Open like we are, well, why wouldn't you be on Sydney Harbour? We are coming to you live from Sydney, and the Harbour City looking absolutely magnificent, and hopping on a ferry, heading down to Manly, fish and chips down there would be just fantastic. But we have men's singles final coming up.
Yes, and looking at the Super Series rankings at the moment, there'll be no change in the top four. Of course, none of the top four players here in Sydney. There will be a change, though, with Hans-Christian Vittinghus, who lost the first round here. He will swap places with the current number 6, Sung-Wan Ho.
And our two finalists make their way out onto courts. Lin Dan leads out the two combatants, and his opponent will be Simon Santoso.
Well, the semi-finals yesterday, we had an all-Chinese affair and an all-Indonesian affair, and I have to say the pick of the two was the all-Indonesian affair. Far more intensity to that, but I have to say I'm looking forward to this final because Lin Dan, of course, is the reigning world and Olympic champion. This, incredibly, is only his 5th individual tournament since winning Olympic gold in London 2012. For Simon Santoso, well, he's a former world number 3, so we know he's a very good player. We saw that earlier this year where he won the Singapore Super Series title, having battled his way through the qualifying. And that, in fact, was his 2nd title back-to-back, having won the Malaysian Grand Prix gold as well. But so many fans around the world have been so longing to see the return of this man. Twice Olympic champion, 5 times world champion. But from the form I saw yesterday in his semi-final, not returned to the sort of form that took him to those gold medals. So to his opponent, well, Simon Santoso, 28 years of age, although he'll turn 29 next month, from Tegal in central Java. He is steadily making his way up the world ranking, up 9 places this last week, up to 18, and that's because he's been out injured. But as you can see from his win-loss record for the year, he's been in great form. 2 titles, as I say, back-to-back. And when you look at his previous matches so far, all in straight games, including that semi-final against the number 3 seed, his teammate, Tommy Sugiarto. So to the reigning world and Olympic champion, 30-year-old Lin Dan from Fuzhou in Fujian province. World ranking of 22, actually went down 1 place this week, but of course he was world number 1 for over 4 years. His win-loss record for the year, well, he lost in the quarter-final of the Japan Super Series as a qualifier, and the Japan event 2 weeks ago was his first Super Series event since the 2012 All England Championships, which he won 27 months ago. Well, when you look at those previous results so far in this tournament, quarter-final against the number 4 seed, Sung-Wan Ho of Korea, and that semi-final against the defending champion, last year's winner, Tian Hao Wei. Well, this will be the 12th meeting between the two, and if you're an Indonesian fan, that statistic will look a little ominous. Because Simon Santoso, you have to go back to 2007 and the semi-final of the Swiss Super Series event. The Swiss used to be a Super Series until it was replaced by India, and now, of course, we've got the delight of the Super Series spreading even further here to the Australian Open.
Players ready?
Krish Gubb from New Zealand. Neutrality with all the officials for all quarter-finals onwards, I believe.
Lin Dan has been very popular with fans of the sport since arriving in Australia. Had a promotional visit down to Darling Harbour and he was actually mobbed by fans. And like Santoso, he too hasn't dropped a game so far in this tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Lin Dan, China. And on my left, Simon Santoso, Indonesia. Simon Santoso to serve, love all, play.
Great reception for both players from the crowd.
Good opening rally.
Service over. 1, love.
And if you've got a record, Jill, like Santoso's against Lin Dan, how do you approach this final?
Well, you say to yourself you haven't played against him for 2 years. He's virtually been out of the game for 2 years. Hasn't shown really the sort of form that took him to all those gold medals. So there's a lot of very positive, logical reasons in your own mind as to why you can now beat him. And I honestly believe on the form of the semi-finals, I think Simon Santoso was playing the better of the two players.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Lin Dan, to me, looked as though he was not out of second gear, and whether he's still got that gear. You know, people have got to question that.
Missed that. Well, of course, in the quarter-final of the Japan Super Series event 2 weeks ago, Lin Dan lost to Jan Jorgensen. Now, we know that Jan Jorgensen is in very good form because he won the title in Indonesia last week. And Lin Dan's ranking, when the entries went in for the tournament, wasn't high enough to even get into the qualifying of the Indonesia Super Series event. So, you know, you draw on confidence from other players' results against an opponent. And if you know as a player that Lin Dan, you know, was beaten in a quarter-final stage just a couple of weeks ago, again, that gives you more confidence. You know that he's fallible.
Yeah.
He had that aura of invincibility about him for so long, you know, major championships, world championships, Olympic Games. Everybody sort of thought Lin Dan against Lee Chong-wei, it's going to be the top two players. But, you know, I've been watching Lin Dan very closely all week, and he doesn't have that sharpness that I've seen before.
3, 2.
And apart from his results saying to me that he's fallible, by looking at him, I think he's fallible.
And in the semi-final, we saw a real mixed bag because there was, you know, some signs of brilliance and you could see the shot making, and there were other unforced errors that were very basic. Here's a little run for Santoso.
4, 2.
Now you see that lack of of movement or anticipation from Lindan there. To me, we always talk in sport about being match fit, and is the player physically fit and match fit, and there's a distinction between the two. The fact that he didn't anticipate and didn't react, physically, he looks fine, but it's not being match fit. And again, in that rally, you can see the Indonesian is match fit, whereas I've got that question mark in my mind about Lindan.
We're seeing it right at the moment. Very boisterous here at Homebush. Nera will help Lynn.
3-5.
Missed it.
4-5.
And the other thing, Jill, I would imagine that if Santoso or an opponent like Santoso gives a world-class athlete like that too many unforced errors, they will pounce. They will make you pay.
That's clever. Winning smash from Simon Santoso. Good use of the body smash.
4.
Having attacked and pushed deep into the forehand corner, finishes it off with that clever play. We were talking about his movement yesterday, weren't we? Santoso just seems to glide around the court.
So there's that flash of brilliance.
Service over. 5-6.
Good judgment.
Service over. 7-5.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, didn't follow it up. Yeah.
Service over.
Well, that's about as cross as you'll ever see Simon Santoso get.
6,
That little wag of the
7.
finger. Oh, why did I do that?
And is that shirt a regular shirt that Lindan is wearing, the sleeveless shirt?
Yeah.
Yes. Short and simple. Bit like the sleeves, really.
Seven. All. Service over.
And I'm liking the way that
8,
Santoso is
7.
commanding the rallies. He's the one that's pushing the Olympic champion dictating the pace.
We spoke about his makeup yesterday, and I'm reading into it that he won't be overawed by this occasion.
No. No, he's a very experienced player. I mean, this is his 17th final in international competition. He's already won 3 Super Series titles. Yeah, that's lovely. And this is why, you know, on paper, somebody may look at this final and say 2 unseeded players, but these are 2 players who've been in the top 3 in the world, and people have talked about whether Lin Dan is the greatest player ever. I think that's a debate I don't like to go, and simply because you can't compare eras.
Eras, yeah.
There's certainly no argument with his record. First player ever to win 5 world titles in the same discipline.
Oh.
But then you take into account that World Championships happen every year now.
8,
Going back
9.
to the dark ages when I was playing, first started playing World Championships, they were every 3 years.
Yeah.
Then they went down to every 2 years, and now they're every year apart from Olympic year. So you get more opportunities. So you can't compare the eras. There is no question he's one of our sport's all-time greats.
Here. Oh, he's hit it long.
Service over. 10-8.
Just keeps his nose in front, Santoso. Long too. Some mistakes from the world and Olympic champion.
Interval.
And we go to the mid-game break with Santoso leading 11-8 after 11 minutes. A little bit of sustenance here. By Simon Santoso. Coach is in his ear.
Yeah, we worked out yesterday he was competing here as an independent player rather than part of PBSI, which is the national governing body of badminton in Indonesia.
Men's final here at the Star Australian Badminton Open for 2014.
11-8. Play.
Clever.
Again long. That's 3 consecutive points long by Lin Dan.
12-8.
Listen to the crowd. Push that one wide.
Service over. 9-12.
That's absolutely inch perfect.
13-9.
Nice movement because he played forehand net and just leapt from that base position. Look, he's in the centre of the court when he jumped to play that round the head smash.
And that's something you've commented on the last couple of days, his agility. He's taken control now.
14-9. Service over. 10-14.
Net court helping one of the most decorated men in badminton there.
11-14.
Squeeze out another point. Here it is.
Just look how it's tumbling and spinning as it went over the net. That's why Santoso couldn't control the return. Just didn't get his feet in position there, Lindan. Just leaning towards the shuttle. Yeah, he knows it.
Over. 15-11. Service over. 12-15.
Yeah, just wide.
Challenge here from Lindan.
Challenge, Lindan. Out.
Well, it was mighty close, I know that.
Challenge unsuccessful. Lindan, one challenge remaining. Service over. 16-12.
Well, it looks such a simple shot, but the disguise on that, 13, I can tell you.
16.
Very, very good. Looked as if he was just going to block back to the net.
Just hasn't got the range working at 100%.
17,
yeah, and that's the difference
13.
with not really being match fit.
Service over.
He's got the full bag of tricks when he does get it right.
14,
yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we just see Lindan now up his intensity. He has this uncanny ability just to rattle off a few points at will. And Santoso has to be very, very focused here.
Well, let's see if he can put some more pressure. No.
Oof. Goodness me. There we go. Just 1 point in it now.
16-17.
She does that well. A flick. Very close to the net.
Very close to being a fault. Here we are, back level. Just 4 points to go.
You did warn that
all.
he has this uncanny knack. Let's see if he can maintain it in the closing stages of the opening game.
Five straight points.
Wow. What a shift.
18-17. Change.
Oh, what can Simone Santoso do here? He's watched a healthy lead disappear, and now he's behind. Oh. And a net court breaks the run.
Service over. 18 all.
Puffing out the cheeks there, Santoso. It was a punishing rally.
On court.
18 all. Oh.
Service over.
That shows you
19-18.
why he's been so good for so long.
Missed it.
Service over. 19 all.
Yeah, going down to the wire here. Had a golden opportunity then too. Wrong-footed. Santoso just couldn't find the line.
Play.
magnificent.
Service over.
Pouncing on the net.
20. Game point 19.
He just moves like a panther, like a stealth mode. Minimum of fuss, yeah. Can he finish it off here? Oh.
That's well played from Santoso.
Service over. 20 all.
Very well played. That's brave.
Moved his opponent around and had an open court.
Service over.
Makes no mistake.
21-20. Thank you.
That's what you call out manoeuvring your opponent. Second game point opportunity for Lindan.
Oh, came back to him.
Service over. 21 all.
Crowd really into this men's singles final here at the Star Australian Badminton Open.
Good defence.
Oh. Game opportunity now
22.
for Simon
21.
Santoso. This is enthralling.
Service over. 22 all.
I'm just looking closely on the Lindan serve. Oh, we didn't see it there, but I think he was foot faulting. I think he was standing on the centre line.
Oh.
Service over.
He needs to watch that.
23-22.
Oh, really does he miss these opportunities, Lindan?
There it is. The opening game in this men's singles final goes to Simon
First game
Santoso.
won by Simon
24-22, 28 minutes.
22.
This young man, Santoso, Indonesia, in the box seat here. The men's singles final against the legendary Lin Dan of China. We are here for the Star Australian Badminton Open for 2014, and the players were on media call earlier in the week. The local and international media were eager to get hold of these players, and of course, what a perfect backdrop there, the Sydney Harbour Bridge and surrounds, and one of them was mobbed. It was the man who's in this final. Here are the highlights from the opening game. The man who got mobbed by those eager fans during the media call was Lin Dan. And he is at the far end of the court and down a game and all ahead of him, Jill.
Yeah, well, what a great opening game. 28 minutes for one game. Just shows the intensity.
One, love.
All credit to Santoso. I thought the scoreboard pressure when he was those 2 game points down, an awful lot of players would have just succumbed to that against such a great player who's achieved so much. String's gone, I think. Yeah, didn't sound right. The shuttle coming off the racket there.
Service over.
Oh, he's going to go and give his racket to his coach. And ask for that to be restrung. Oh, sure, he's got enough rackets in the racket bag.
You'd like to think so, to get through a final. Maybe it was his favourite one.
I'd be surprised if players have a favourite racket. I didn't know one racket from the other. Well, because if a racket does break, if the strings do go at a crucial moment...
You can't be in love with that one, can you?
Well, exactly.
3-1.
Got to say, I'm very impressed with Simon Santoso's attitude, his demeanour on court.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
As we were talking yesterday during his semi-final, he's a very calm, calculated man, but he's also a charming man. And I think that's, you know, I think he thinks carefully about tactics and what he's doing. Look at the neck ball, once again going in Dan's favour.
2.
So once again, I remember a lucky net cord right at the end of that opening game that was in favour of Santoso. In fact, broke the run of points, didn't it, if I remember correctly? I think he was standing on the line again there, Lin Dan, when he was serving.
3.
Happens when he serves from his right-hand court.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Service over. 5-3.
Great angle on that shot.
Play. Service over. 4-5.
Well, he's working very, very hard to stay in this, Lindan. Crowd are urging both
His
players.
left foot there. Did you see that when he was
keeping an eye,
serving?
yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
5-all.
I just sense in intensity again. Next 4 or 5 points.
Play.
Good flick serve.
He'll take it.
6-5.
Got to be touching. It's out.
7-5.
Now Lynn with a run of points.
6 of the last 7. And this is what he's been able to do throughout the entirety of his career, Lindan. You know, suddenly, we talk about injection of pace, but it's not only injection of pace, it's the intensity with which he plays. Really, really piles on the pressure in little phases. Just pointing out the racket really is damaged and wants another one.
Well, he never changed it. Went and put a bit of resin on the hands.
No, he did change it.
Really?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, he did.
Never left his hand.
I promise you he changed it. Oh, that's fabulous.
9-5.
There's another racket sitting on top of his kit box just to the side as we look down. You put down one racket and picked up the other one.
Fair enough.
9 of 10 points now.
I'll be getting rid of both of the ones he's using at the moment.
Service over. 6-10.
Well, he ends that run of points against him. And we go to the mid-game interval with Lindan leading 11-6 after 38 minutes.
断一点，对。然后就是他那个推球，我们打完以后这一板，其他有时候被动软压一下再来可以。
20 seconds, 20 seconds.
This is the Star Australian Badminton Open men's singles final for 2014.
Eleven 6. Play.
Umpire Trish Grubb. Gets play back underway.
Service over.
Immediately Santoso takes the service away,
11.
picks up a point.
That is super play from Santoso.
8-11.
Seemed to slice across that final push, creating the deception.
Service over. 12-8. Service over. 9-12.
Not for too much that time. There it is. Rally. Using all of the court. Oh, just wide. Pulled the trigger on that one. Santoso is thinking about a challenge. He's looking.
No, in my opinion, it'd be a wasted
13.
challenge.
9.
I think it was definitely wide.
Oh,
yes. Well wide.
In the words of Jill Clark, not even close. And now calling on all his experience. Mistake will help from his opponent.
14-9.
I thought that previous rally was very important. It was a long, hard-fought rally. And Santoso going for the outright winner with the cross-court, which he missed. I think psychologically that could be damaging.
Oh, great play.
Service over.
That would certainly help his confidence.
10-14.
Yes. It was so much for my theory that
11,
psychologically he was
14.
damaged by that missed cross-court. He's responded really, really well, Santoso.
Well, perhaps we should give plenty of credit to Simon and his application.
So loose. Got what it deserved.
Service
What on
over.
earth happened there? Did he change his
15,
mind?
11.
Was he going to leave it?
Crucial period here in this second game.
Let's go wide.
16, 11. Play.
Clever. Oh, he's played such wonderful tight spinning net shots, Lindan,
17,
that Santoso
11.
really trying to close down the net shot, and in doing so, leaving the back of the court wide open.
That is a world-class shot. Well, huge momentum shift.
18, 11. Service over. 12, 18.
Is there ever a point in badminton where you sort of think, right, let's forget about this game and conserve energy and move to the decider, as in tennis? Sometimes when...
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. So graceful when he
13,
jumps and
18.
smashes. Look at that. Gets the better of an exchange at the net.
14, 18. Service
Start
over.
that one.
19-14.
This, in all honesty, is the situation where you say to yourself, do I just save myself for the third game? Lin Dan just 2 points away from taking game number 2. And it would take a huge effort from Santoso to battle his way back here.
Oh.
It's gone wide.
Service over.
Asking for the court to be mopped.
15-19.
I think all of us, including the crowd, would love to see this go to 3, go to a decider. Santoso now within 3.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it's possible. This is why sometimes players, I think, give up on a game a little too soon, but it certainly does happen.
Oh. Some fantastic exchanges there again between our two combatants. Now we do have game point to level it. And there it is. Lin Dan wins the second game. 21-16. We are all square. 52 minutes gone.
Lin Dan, 21-16. 1 game all.
And in our 4 previous finals, we got straight set matches all over in 2 games. You've got your wish, Jill. You've got a 3-game final. We are going to a decider.
Yeah, it would. Can't remember really the last time that we had all straight game finals on finals day. It'd be unusual.
Have a look at the way that Lin Dan was able to take it to a decider. He dropped the opening game 24-22. A bit of luck always helps. Great action here in Sydney. Look at this. These are some of the fantastic scenes around the harbour. Bridge in the background, Circular Quay, and of course the magnificent Opera House. We are here for the Star Australian Badminton Open for 2014. And this is what some of the players have been able to enjoy whilst off the court. And just as Intriguing on the court is the action here in the men's final. It is all square. Out.
He may have made an error on the final smash there, Santoso, but the way he played that opening rally of this deciding game is a clear indication to me that he wants to make a good start and really try and up the pace and impose himself on the rallies, as indeed he did in the opening game.
Service over. 1 all.
Yeah, very, very good judgment.
Nice and early.
Service over. 2 1.
Got to say, just watching Lin Dan, he gets himself into awkward positions, but he still manages to manufacture a shot.
Oh, yeah, it's his favourite cross-court. Santoso knows about it.
Oh.
So the second time, doesn't go cross, decides to go straight.
3 1. Very quickly.
Yeah, I think Santoso's got to be awfully careful when he's trying to push to the back of the court. He's playing it too flat at the moment, and therefore the left-hander are able just to leap up, whether it's the round the head shot that we saw 2 rallies ago, or in that rally down his forehand side. Got to make sure you get it over his outstretched racket arm.
It just basically sat there, didn't it?
Service over. 2 3. All.
He's had a few of those that have trickled over. This one came back. And Santoso stays on his side as well.
3.
To me, he really didn't play that with conviction, Santoso. He's got to have the mental discipline now to really take the shuttle as early as possible. He just seemed to let that come to him, and it was almost like an afterthought that he was going to play it cross-court. Yeah, in the game. So he's taking it too low.
5
Called it in.
Challenge here from Santoso.
In.
But he was adamant and immediate in his challenge to the call. And he's kept hold of the shuttle. He firmly believes that that was out. Yeah, he was right.
Well, he's got great eyesight.
Correction. Out. Service over. 4-5.
And you've said this before this weekend, that the players are great judges. They have a feel and they know, don't they?
Yeah.
Service over. 6-4.
Crowd right into this final. Wraps up what has been a fantastic tournament.
Great defence.
This, of course, is the 8th stop on the MetLife BWF World Super Series. The man on your screen there is the world and Olympic champion, Lin Dan. Dropped the opening game, won the second. He's got his nose in front in the decider.
Really off balance when he played that, his body weight very much falling back. A lot of the time we've seen earlier on in the match when players play that round the head shot, by the time that they're landing, the body weight is coming forward. His body weight was still going backwards, which is why he dragged the shuttle wide of that sideline.
Are you sensing anything here?
Yeah.
Jill?
Most definitely. It's certainly not over yet, but Santoso has to be awfully careful here. If he doesn't close down this sort of deficit before the change of ends, I can't see it happening.
Quarter
Lindan's just happened to work his opponent before choosing the right opportunity. And psychologically, that's now very, very tough for Santoso, because it's beginning to go through his mind, how am I going to win the points here?
And do we get to a point here where Lindan puts on a bit of a clinic if he's got a big enough lead? No, he just keeps doing what he does?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He may feel that he can do that when he's playing against a player that he knows incredibly well, because he trains with him on a daily basis, but not with a player from another nation. No, that's gone wide.
And with that point, we go to the mid-game interval with Lindan in control of this decider, 11-4. Take us into the psyche of when you played, and if you were down 11-4 and in this situation, where do you go to? What do you do? What do you say to yourself?
Yeah, well, you remind yourself as why you've been out running first thing in the morning each day, why you've been 5 or 6 hours on the practice court. You haven't done all of that to lose. So you just say, you know I'm fit enough. I know I've got the ability, and I've put in the hard work. And if I'm hurting, she's hurting too. So obviously with the men, he's hurting too.
Yeah. Yeah, the trouble you would face is that mental battle that your mind wanders. We are at the Star Australian Badminton Open for 2014. The final match of what has been a magnificent tournament. The 8th stop on the MetLife BWF World Super Series. The men's singles final. And it's been an intriguing one between Lindan of China and Simon Santoso of Indonesia. And Santoso took the opening game 24-22. The world and Olympic champ levelled it 21-16 with the second, and is now in charge of the third, but has lost his serve.
5-11.
No, it's gone wide. Yeah, he's running out of ideas now, Santoso.
It's over. 12.
He just doesn't know how he's going to win the points. Trying to find lines, trying to make it all too tight. Got to trust yourself. Oh, well, not a lot you can do about that. That is just sublime.
13-5.
Look at that. That's a great shot.
Here again, trying to make it too tight, trying to make it perfect.
14-5.
Well, he guessed right. Still couldn't deal with it.
15-5.
I think he'd broken the strings of his racket. He might as well have had a good old guess.
Well, I see one of the hobbies that Lin Dan has listed in his profile is design, fashion and singing. And I've got to say, the fat lady's not singing, but she's starting to tune up at 15-5. And that lady's not in the commentary box, no. There's a mistake.
Service over. 6-15.
Do you remember it was 5-4 at one stage?
Yes.
It was anyone's.
Yep.
How does this man manage to do it, Lin Dan? Just piling on the pressure at exactly the right moment. And now one assumes it's all over bar the shouting.
You did warn us, and there's another great shot of his ability to be able to move to another gear, to be able to put the pressure on and get a run of points.
Yes.
And that ability is obviously, and oodles of just sheer talent has been the secret to why he has been so successful in this game. Is this an ominous warning for other opponents? The man who's been out of the game for so long starting to get that match fitness that you were talking about, and court time, and
Most definitely.
yeah.
I mean, the sport of badminton has missed him. You know, he's such a star. He has got that sort of star quality about him. I mean, just look at the fellow. You've talked about his fashion and so on. He's got his body art. He's got his dyed hair and so on. But even the swagger. Look at the swagger. It says I'm the big star quality. And we need people like Lin Dan in the sport. And it's been desperately sad that he hasn't played more since winning that Olympic gold medal.
Well, the end is nigh.
18-6.
I've got to say, I dearly love Santoso to win a few more points. He doesn't deserve, you know, a score line that is less than double digits, if I can put it mildly.
19-6.
I know you stare at me like that, but he's been really, really competitive until this final game.
Yeah, I agree totally. He has. But it's, you know, you've got to look at the situation. You've got to work out in your own mind, is it that Lin Dan is simply too good? And, you know, here he is on the verge of victory now. And, you know, he does do this time and time again. He overpowers opponents, and Santoso has given his all. He's got no more to give. And the better man, quite frankly, unless he falls over, and heaven forbid, the better man is going to win today.
And a bit of showmanship there as he brought up match point.
Service over.
Called out.
7-20.
A few match points he could spare.
Missed it.
And with that, the fist pump, the salute, it is all over. Our champion here at the Star Australian Badminton Open, Lin Dan from China. He defeats Simon Santoso in 3 games. Someone is going to get the blood, sweat and tears of this campaign from that man, who adds another title to his already illustrious CV. A very, very happy fan. And let's have a look at how he did it. Got a bit of luck at times. But along with that came skill, determination, performance. Look at that. Does it again. Victory is his. The Olympic and world champion adds the Star Australian Open to his long list of career titles. For the final time, we head down to the presentation area.
To do the player presentation of the men's singles, Mr. Huang Xing Mo, the chairman of the Australia-China Relation Institute of UTS, accompanied by Mr. Li Hua-sin, the Consul General of the People's Republic of China.
Simon Santoso gets his silver medal.
Runners up, Simon Santoso of Indonesia.
Champion takes home gold. There's a big smile.
And the winner, Lin Dan of China.
Popular victory. The perpetual trophy. Of course, his countryman Tian Hao Wei.
The checks, Mr. Li Hua-sin.
His name is on that for 2013. Underneath that will appear Lin Dan of China.
Mr. Simon Santoso.
And the cash reward for the 2 players.
Check to the winner, Lin Dan of China.
Winner. Jill, a fantastic tournament. Champion and the runner-up in the men's singles there. We've had a great tournament and some fantastic results.
Yes, I think it really has been a wonderful tournament. First time ever that we've had a Super Series event outside of either Europe or Asia. And certainly on finals day, well, it didn't disappoint. And I think the men's singles final really capping off a wonderful week here in Sydney. Of course, as far as the titles are concerned, 2 to Korea, 2 to China. Of course, Korea took the mixed doubles, the first of our finals, and also the men's doubles. as far as China are concerned. Women's doubles, the Olympic champions, 2 straight games over the Japanese #2 seeds. Women's singles, I thought that was going to be intriguing, but Saina Nehwal, the Olympic bronze medalist, was just too good for the European champion. A 7th Super Series title for Nehwal, and as we've just seen, Lin Dan really is a remarkable athlete. His first Super Series title for 27 months.
As the champion celebrates, we thank you for your patronage here at the Australian Badminton Open for 2014. Look forward to your company again soon.